What is up, my dudes? Welcome to another replay cast. Today we're playing the FV4004 for a change, the Conway, the shitbarn's little cousin, little brother, tier 9 British tank destroyer. Playing it, of course, with the 5.5 inch big ass gun. Obviously, we'll be shooting quite a bit of hash here, but in this tank, it's not as straightforward. So very often you do want to shoot AP with this, because if you don't pen with this gun, you do not roll 700, you do not even roll 500. Often you don't roll anything, so you really gotta pick the right ammo for the right targets with this, way more than with the shitbarn. With the shitbarn, usually you don't want to take the chance for a 0 damage AP shot, so you just are happy with these 500-600 rolls with hash. But this guy, T10, 1-2 by me and the Yak Panzer. Good start for us, not so much for him. So if you're not familiar with this 5.5 inch gun, the AP does have 260 penetration with 600 alpha. The hash, on the other hand, only pen of 200 and damage at 770. Might not feel like appropriate for a tier 9 TD, but the way I like to play this is get close, get some side shots, and it works better than you would expect a tier 9 TD gun with 200 penetration to work. Another nice thing about this gun is that the reload is around 12 seconds, unlike on the shitbarn with the 24, so that definitely makes this tank way more playable, and it is not quite as helpless after shooting as the shitbarn is. As you might have noticed, we're playing a tier 10 game on Westfield. I'm pretty sure this is already after the new matchmaking, because our split is 7 10s and 8 9s. We have this type doing some dumb shit, and we do get to punish him right in the back of the turret. 841, nice juicy roll right there. So far, it looks like a pretty standard Westfield game. They have a couple of TDs in the back. They have some people in the city, and the 9-0 line seems to be dominated by our team. So if they do wrap around, we might be able to take this rather soon, or sooner than you expect. But so far, it's 3-3. The game is pretty close. We don't really want to crest this ridge, because there is that Yak Tiger, but if I can get a juicy pen in one of those tier 10 heavies, I will go for it, as it is kind of worth it. You know, for they inherit 700 damage, and the Yak Tiger doesn't even shoot at me, so this works out pretty damn good for me, and we might even be able to shoot the Yak Tiger. Only 12-second reload. It's not actually much longer with the Yak Tiger than the Yak Tigers, and we do actually fuck him up, and he misses his shot. So a very nice trade. Also about this tank is that it has really nice gun depression. The gun is actually like a really solid how it works. The aiming time isn't too wild, and the gun depression is nice. The turret traverse obviously is lacking compared to heavy tanks, but then again, this is kind of like a glass cannon, similar to the tanks before and after in this line. Now I'm getting a bit too cheeky, going for things I shouldn't really be going for, and I do get a really bad trade in there. Get to shoot the IS-7, don't even track him, only 190 damage, and we do trade that for the Yak Tiger shot, so that did not work out all that well. I should have done better there for sure, and should have just played it more passively. Going for the shot on the type, no pen for me there, but expecting pens on type 5s is rather unlikely. Even on the sides, you gotta hit a very specific point with 200 penetration, because a lot of the type's side armor is spaced. And what happens to this shot? You tell me. I have no idea. Still a very close game, though. Our team did manage to wrap around with the Object 140, and they do have those 210 destroyers in the back, and maybe now we can get something, but the type isn't giving me his side, and as they say, HE always does damage, apart from that time. Anyways, the type does end up dying, and we're gonna go and mess with this Yak Tiger. He isn't even looking my way, and for a change, the shot that we aim on the Yak Tiger goes nowhere near. And yeah, you might have noticed, everybody fucking died on our team, and that's a bit of a problem, because I'm the last guy here now. I am gonna try to shoot that Yak Tiger, help out the 140, because his survival is quite important to me. We do get the tracking shot, no pen though, unfortunately. And now, knowing what I'm facing, I will be switching ammo types around. IS-7 is a tank you do not pen with 200 penetration, so first time we actually see some ammo choices being made. He is trying to go for me, and he's doing it very poorly. I do get to respawn with 530 roll, and luckily for me, he also tracks himself on me, and the E100 seemed to have missed, so somehow we managed to get away from that pretty much for free. And now switching back to Hesh, because the E100 only has 60 hit points, and I'd rather take my chances with the Hesh. I don't want to trade, as I can't afford it, and that results in me missing completely. At the same time, though, maybe one of our RDs will finish him off, and at this point it's 9-12, and it's just me and 2 RDs against 3 of their TDs and 2 of their RDs. So this game is looking pretty poor now. It really switched or turned very quickly. Our flanking didn't work, and our heavies just are all evaporated, really. So now we gotta make some decisions. Where should we set up our camping spot? It probably needs to be somewhere up on this field, because the enemies have a bit too many tanks for us to camp base and expect to live through that. So we need to get spotting for our artillery and play off them as much as possible. So I am going for a position over here. Lets me overlook the hill, the city, even the other flank quite a bit. So we should be able to spot everyone coming more or less without any issues. The problem will start when we'll actually have to shoot at things, because yeah, we don't really have the hit points to take any of those guys' hits, and they have 2 RDs, so we need to be very careful on how we play this out. Not paying one of those Yak Taggers early on can definitely bite me in the ass now, as I'm pretty sure we would have even killed him. But here we have some action. The Yak Panzer's going in, but he realizes he gets spotted, so he retreats instead of pushing forwards. I think he should have probably just pushed forwards, because sooner or later he would have found me, and yeah, maybe even if I do get to kill him, his teammates probably would have cleaned me up, as it would have been hard for me to run away. As long as he did spot me, but he decides to fall back and retreat, and now we have a Yak Dagger crossing the other side. Again, we really want to avoid getting spotted, but we do need to do damage, so hoping for the fact that that double bush will keep me covered, and it actually does. He doesn't spot me, the Yak Panzer doesn't spot me, and now we're just gonna chill here and let our RD try to take him out, as it seems like a really bad choice to shoot here. Once again, if I get spotted here, I'm probably gonna die, so I'm just chilling, waiting for our artillery. 9 seconds on that 261, so we're gonna just be waiting for that and hoping that he hits, and as long as he does, we should be still in this game, and that is exactly what happens. At this point in the game, I don't really have a solid idea of the Yak Dagger's hit points. I think we saw him earlier on 300 hit points, but while playing this, I did not pay that much attention to it, as this was hour number something like 15, 18 in my 30-hour stream. This was like 8 a.m. in Latvian time on the day 2, pretty much. So if we're making some weird decisions, that might explain it, or, you know, I'm just not very good at this game. But anyways, just chilling, waiting for them to make the moves. Obviously, they're the ones who need to do that. We're not gonna push with our 2 RDs and 1 TD. They still do have the advantage, so we're gonna try to chill here and take advantage of it. The timer is still on 6 minutes, so we have plenty of time to finish this off, or they had plenty of time to finish this off, and unfortunately the Yak Dagger gets to sneak up very close without me spotting him, and even with the 10 degrees of gun depression, we do not get to shoot at that, and that's quite unfortunate. One of our RDs died for it. My shot was optimistic, to say the least, but it didn't get me shot so far, at least, and it seems that the artillery is probably going to be more busy shooting at ours than doing anything else, and now we have to make some decisions. Obviously, no clue where that Yak Panzer went. He did not seem to be able to shoot me right away, so he must have, I don't know, maybe pushed down the hill. I don't know. It's hard to say, but the reality of the situation is that we kind of do need to get rid of at least one of their RDs before we can make any reasonable attempt to kill the Yak Panzer. I should be switching to AP by this point. There's no real reason to be shooting Hesh, because artillery we kill with AP as well as we do with Hesh, and the Yak Panzer we probably rather want AP against this 500 hit points, but once again, not paying enough attention to make that call here and now. I just really trying to get some information at this point. I don't really want to draw this, and I don't think the Jagdpanzer would have gone this way. That would have been rather bizarre, so my goal is really to get to their artilleries, and look what we have here. Batchet trying to make some plays, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you touch your keyboard, RD player. And at this point we have a pretty solid option to try to cap them out. The issue is that capping is generally for little girls, people who care about winning, and people who do missions, and in this case I'm none of those people, so I don't really want to win this by cap. That's not interesting to me at all. Another thing is that in this on this map the artillery could set up somewhere in the bushes on the top part there, and he probably would spot me without me spotting him, and that would basically mean that he can reset me anytime he wants, or, you know, just kill me with one shot as artilleries do. So capping does not seem so appealing. Just driving through here, seeing if I can spot artillery. Also, very nice view range on this Conway. You need to have a pretty good crew, but you can actually get a full view range without using binos and the consumable. Anyways, the Jagdpanzer gets spotted, so we're gonna change our course. We know where he is, and at this point, the smart thing would be to cap. But again, I'm not very smart, so we're not gonna be doing that. So if I were to start heading towards the cap, I would be done capping about, I don't know, 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the game, somewhere around that, and we'll see if that would have been possible or not later on. But again, I don't want to take the chances that the RD is somewhere in here, so I want to check at least some of it. Our RD dies to the Jagdpanzer, and the only thing I'm really interested in is how much hit points did he still have. Is Hesh better to load here, or AP? And he still says around 500, so AP it will have to be. Not able to spot artillery, but I really do want to get to him before he runs off. He might have taken the bottom road. He would be pretty close to our spawn if that was the case. I mean, he had all the time in the world to do whatever the hell he wanted, so we really have no idea. Just now switching to that AP. Even my late or early morning brain caught up to the fact that the Hesh is probably the worst choice for ammunition here, and we do get to spot the artillery. I am taking a pretty wide route around him so he doesn't spot me. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that we will be able to shoot him there. If he has Sixth Sense, he should know that I'm somewhere around, but again, I guess you could mistake that for me being in the middle or somewhere over there. I mean, I haven't been spotted for a while. I didn't even get spotted killing the other RD, so they don't really have a good idea for where I am. The last time I got spotted was when one of their Yak Tigers died, so we have been incognito for quite a while, so hopefully we can surprise the enemy team. Alright, 2 minutes to go. We would have capped in like 10-15 seconds, so capping would have been the play for the win, but we still have a pretty solid chance to win this. Just gotta get rid of the artillery and then find out where the Jagdpanzer went. He should also be close to the cap circle, and they actually enter both right in the same time. We do get to spot the artillery. That should be a pretty easy shot, and it is. And now we have 1 minute and 30 seconds to find this Jagdpanzer. And if you look at the mini-map, you can see that I have pretty solid view range all over the cap circle, so it shouldn't be that difficult to spot him. I should probably be taking this a bit more slowly, but he does get spotted, and unfortunately spots me. We don't have a shot on the side anymore, so good luck. Have fun. The only fun draw I've played in my entire life. So here's the end plate. East Tanker. 2,727 experience, 3 bonds, Pascucci's high caliber and Confederate, ended up doing 7,687 damage, assisted for 2,016, picked up 4 kills and 1,182 base XP. And while we did not end up winning, which is rather unfortunate, to be fair, both of us got pretty lucky in the end there. The Jagdpanzer's chances to hit me were not very high, and my chances to pen him were probably also not very high, so both of us got lucky. I honestly didn't mind that this was a draw. It would still be a way more entertaining and fun game than by just sitting in their cap circle, and obviously I didn't have to take the risk that Artie would just, you know, shit on me there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast, and I'll see you on the next one.